And a good morning to you. Welcome. It's Martin, Jeff, and the Farmchick coming to you high atop the Eagle Building in beautiful downtown Goodland. And our show is being brought to you by the Insurance Agency. Let's get that right. Goodland Sonic Drive-In, Elliott's Home Furnishings, Northwest Tech, and Eklund's First Insurance here on Eagle Cable Channel 10, the World Wide Web, and KLOE AM Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, on my left, it's the Farmchick.
Morning.
On my right, where is he?
No.
Is he out campaigning or something?
Maybe. You never know. State fairing.
Well, see, that's what I thought he was doing when he said he was going to be here. I thought he was
Right.
going to stay fair.
Right. He may show up. You know, he's done that before.
Right.
Come through the door.
And of course,
late.
We're talking about Jeff on my right. He's supposed to be on my right. And as usual, I'm in the middle. So here we are. It's Wednesday morning once again. You're disgruntled.
I'm disgruntled because I had to find socks.
You had to find socks.
I'm cold. The sun's not out.
But a little infusion of this kind of weather is wonderful, I think.
I don't know about that.
You disagree?
I disagree. I don't mind if it would stay like this a little bit, like the 75s, but it's going to get cold. It's just going to. I'm not ready.
Well,
but I don't have a choice because that's where I live. So
right. You don't have a choice. It's going to warm up by the weekend.
It will. We'll still have some nice days ahead of us. So.
Did you hear the phone ring?
I did.
Are you there, caller? I don't know if I got my buttons right here. Anybody there?
No, I think we have a ghost caller this morning.
Yeah, the phone keeps ringing. I thought it might be the cow guy, but for some reason I can't get my phone to work here, cow guy. If that is indeed you, are you there? No? Still not there? Not there, not there. Okay.
Maybe it isn't him.
It might not. It might be a fax.
It might be a fax.
Might be a fax. You there, cow guy? Nope. Well,
I don't know, Martin.
It's been kind of like a Monday today, you know?
Has it?
Uh-huh. Today's just
It's the
started.
weather, I'm telling you.
It's the weather. Yeah.
It's the weather.
Well, I wanted to talk to Cal Guy. If you're out there, Cal Guy, keep trying. See how wheat drilling is progressing.
That's happening.
What do you know about that?
Well, I know it's happening. I know it's getting ready to happen. If it's not happening already for some people.
Yeah.
So it's that time of year, and then as soon as that's over,
you think that's where Jeff
you start
might be?
talking about harvest. He could be there. Do you think that's where he's at?
I don't know. He just said he would be here, so.
I don't know. I know there's farming stuff going on, but we are knee-deep in fall activities, fall football, fall volleyball. Mm-hmm. We've got cross-country matches. I don't, but, I mean, all that stuff's going on. So had our first home football game last Friday night. And boy, that was fun. It was a great win for the Cowboys. And yeah, and, you know, what else we've been doing out there where I live is watching these helicopters.
Yeah. Every once in a while, you hear one go over. We were at going back to football games, though. I got to talk about my first experience at a little league football.
Yes.
It's the
fifth and sixth graders.
Right. You were there.
I was there at that game.
First time I've ever been to one of those. And
really?
It was almost as many people in the stands as there is for a regular
It's a big
game.
thing. Full pad football for fifth and sixth graders.
They all look like a little miniature Broncos or
they
Denver
do
Broncos or
playing on
Cowboys.
Cowboy Field. Yeah, yeah, that's going on.
So
and
did you go through that with your?
I did go through it with Henry. Yep.
Henry?
Sometimes do they have third and fourth graders this year?
Yes, we've got the tail end of the third and fourth grade game.
Okay.
And then the fifth.
Because I know there's been years where they couldn't fill a third and fourth grade team, and then they can. But we sure did. We did that. I have mixed feelings about it. I don't want to start a controversy here on the radio. I let my son do it because when they come to you and they want to do it, it's hard, and their friends are all. I have mixed feelings. I go back and forth on how early you start kids and all that sports stuff. If it was my choice, I probably would not have done it. Not saying anything against if you do it, that's your choice. If you in the leagues out there, and I know everybody does it.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it wasn't something that I was that excited about.
Got a little bit of that with my grandson. I didn't go through that with our kids. They didn't have it.
Yeah.
But
I'll tell you why. I think, well, one of the things is, like, Henry's played on Cowboy Field. He played on Cowboy Field now he's in high school finally. He's playing JV football games. But it's nothing new to him.
Right.
It's nothing that exciting for him.
JV?
I know they play. I mean, I shouldn't say it's not exciting for him. It's exciting for him.
It's not new to him.
I'm saying playing on Cowboy Field, playing
Right.
all that, because he's been playing football for so many years. It's still exciting for him, maybe. But I wonder how it would be. Let me say this. I wonder if it'd be different if he hadn't been playing for so many years.
Right.
But what do I know? I don't play football, so what do I know? Just seems we start kids in sports so early on everything. Grace did the same thing. She started in softball as a fourth grader, I think. I mean, it's the way of the world. It just seems.
The way I look at it is, if the child really wants to do it,
Right.
just not. I've seen situations where it seems like the parent makes the kid do it when he really isn't that fired up about doing it. But
Or the parent's afraid that if you don't do it, they'll get behind, or they won't have the experience, even if the kid doesn't want to do it. Yeah, I've seen all those scenarios, and it's your own choice. I mean, it's got to be what works for
Right.
you. And again, I was a big talker and didn't want to do it, and then we ended up doing it. So, and he had fun.
Yeah.
So
Well, the first game seemed to go well for my
yeah, and they
grandson.
play well, and I guess there is something to be said for getting out there and getting the experience and learning the game. So
The thing that blows my mind about it is the travel distance.
the travel,
They're going to Ellenwood next week.
yeah, the time
This
it
week.
takes away from your weekends, from your family, you know. And here's the other thing that really bothers me about these organized youth sports. When I was a kid, I'm going to sound like when I was a kid, we played on the weekends in the park.
Mm-hmm.
We'd go out and get a pickup game. I mean, I can remember I was the only girl in my neighborhood, but I was still right there in the middle of it with all the boys. I'm sure they were thrilled about that, that I was there. But I mean, there were always games going on around the parks
All
or
the
on
time, all summer long.
I lived over
we
by
did.
the hospital, and before the clinic was built, where that clinic sits was a big open grass field, and we'd go over there and we'd play football. And that, you don't see a lot of that anymore.
Wow. Oh,
I don't know if I'm blaming the wrong thing.
Well,
we're just busier.
it
We're
just-
just busier.
they just hadn't organized it yet.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the 60s, mid-60s, they organized Little League Baseball, which I participated in. They didn't have any girls softball for many, many years.
Right.
And then when I was in grade school, every year they had a 6th grade football game that was organized by some parents between two grade schools, Grant
Right.
and Central.
There you go.
And I remember playing in that game. If you had pads and a helmet, you brought them. If you didn't, then you played without them.
Right.
You know, so Grant always beat us.
Oh.
The Grant kids were always better than us.
Darn it.
But so they had that one thing, and I don't know how long that lasted. Maybe it didn't even last as long as until you got into.
No, I
grade
don't
school.
remember doing that. But you know, you just and they practice every day. I mean, after school, and there's just not a lot
Yeah.
of time for that.
The
They take it
cheerleaders.
pretty seriously. Yep. The cheerleaders.
Cheerleaders are they practice out in front of our house. There's a big lot there.
Oh, yeah.
The Masonic Lodge lot. So, but I'm amazed at how many cheerleaders there were.
There were a lot. They did a good job. So, yeah. I mean, I have mixed feelings on all those youth sports, but my kids have done them, so.
So we were transitioning into another topic. What was it we were going to?
We were talking about the helicopters.
Oh, the helicopters.
Which I am completely just fascinated by out my back window, because they're right there.
That's what I wanted to. That last Saturday at the football game, a helicopter flew over the field. One of those great big double, what do you call them, Hueys or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
So, what's going on out there?
They're training.
They're training. They've done this before. They did it about a year
They've
ago.
been here before. They're here for 2 weeks. I think they go home Friday. But they've been very welcoming to the community. They had a big thing on Sunday where the community could go out and visit with the soldiers and see the helicopters. And our schools, our elementary schools, are going to I don't know what day it is, but they're going to get to go out there and do some field trips. Wow. So I just think it's really. First of all, I'm glad they chose Goodland because that's kind of neat.
No, it's the airport is probably a big part.
And they don't bother me at all over there. They're loud. It's all day long. And there were a couple nights they went till about 9 or 9:30, which I suppose they have to train at night too, so they know how to do everything at night. So there was one nanosecond where I thought, okay, I want to go to bed now. Can you guys go to bed? But no, it's a pretty cool thing.
Would you ride in a helicopter if they gave you a ride?
Yeah, those guys.
I think I would too.
I think they know what they're doing.
It's a totally
different
thing.
If you were flying at Martin, no.
Don't worry about that. I think I would like to ride a helicopter.
And they sit. When they're coming in and out, it's open.
Right. That's
and they sit
That's
there.
the experience I want, is the doors open.
I don't know if I'd sit there.
I want to
like
be
that.
buckled in really good.
Yeah, I don't know that they're buckled in. I don't know. Heck, I don't know what I'm talking about.
In war, those guys are hanging out
on
the edge, But the other thing that's interesting, the last time they were here, this was the case, and I don't know for sure if it is this time, but during this time that they're here, Goodland has an active tower, an active
what
do you call it, flight service. Whereas we normally don't have on the grounds. So they have a flight service. It's not a tower. It's usually
they set something up,
a
right?
structure or something there. That my son points that out to me every time they do that.
Well, there's just something about watching them. It brings in that patriotic feeling. 9/11 was Sunday, the 15th anniversary, which I remember. Everybody remembers that day very well. And I spent the day watching the History Channel, watching. I don't, you're kind of torn. You watch it, and it's not. You're not happy about watching it because it brings back all those feelings. But for some reason, you're compelled to remember, which I think we should. And so that, and the helicopters were landing, and I had this. And then you've got this football stuff going on, which just infuriates me on the other side of it. I defend your right to do whatever you want. But
especially on
guys.
On 9/11.
Come on.
I didn't want to see any of that happen on 9/11.
No,
but I'm like you, you've got to respect their right to do it, but I don't think it. I think all it's doing is drawing attention to themselves. I don't see where it's.
I don't understand the link, and I'll agree. We have race issues in this country. I don't think that's anyone's denying that there are race issues in this country.
Right.
There just are, but I don't understand.
When they do
the link,
what they're doing, a good majority of the public, a vast majority of the public sees that in a negative light, and it doesn't. I don't believe it does anything for their cause. Now, if we see a news story where Colin Kaepernick is volunteering someplace or
in the inner city and
or
he's trying to help,
or leading a protest somewhere, a peaceful protest somewhere, then that's more meaningful than what this is. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense, and I think it's not uplifting. It's degrading to me. So there's our 2-cent opinion on that.
Yeah. Speaking of Dancing with the Stars.
Oh.
Now you quit watching.
I know.
You missed a really interesting thing.
I have to start watching again because I still have people coming up to me and going, "Did you see Dancing with the Stars?" No, I didn't. But I watched the morning shows yesterday morning, and I saw the whole Ryan Lochte thing. Which
I saw it happen live. It was really weird. Carrie Ann Anaba is doing her critique of him, and all of a sudden they don't show the guy that rushed him. A guy kind of attacked him. I don't know if that's the right word, but we didn't get to see.
Came out of the audience with their T-shirts that said "liar."
Oh, liar!
On
right.
the front. And
then, so they come back to Ryan and his partner, and he's visibly shaken up.
Yeah.
He's really.
I'm not going to say that wouldn't shake you up, but Ryan, I don't think he's playing with the full deck.
Okay, there's that. Yeah.
I don't
he
think
is an odd duck.
I
you
don't
know?
think Ryan Lochte's ever, like you said earlier, I don't think he's ever aged past 21.
Right. He's in his 30s and he acts like a little spoiled college kid.
He does.
You know? And he needs to grow up. He wants a second chance, is what he says. You know.
And so you go on you go out and Dancing with the Stars to try to get a second chance. Nobody's ready to see you dance, Ryan. I just don't think anyone's ready to see him. Now, if he would have waited a year and he should have gone in a little shame cave.
And repaired his bad press.
Yes.
Proven that he's not going to be
maybe he needs the money.
Yeah, well.
Now that he lost all his sponsorships. I mean, that to me is still just crazy.
Yeah. Well, his dancing partner, Cheryl Burke.
Oh, is that who
back.
he got?
She's
I like
back.
her.
She's been off for 5 years.
Yeah.
Almost, it seems like, but she's back, and she was the song she chose for him to dance to.
Oh no.
Call Me Irresponsible.
Ah.
And she says to him in the rehearsal, she says, you ought to be able to relate to this song.
Well, there will be a lot of songs.
Yeah.
That she could choose from.
So that was kind of funny.
Well,
it's one of those kind of things where I can't quit watching.
I'm not. It's Dance with the Stars or Ryan Lochte.
No, Dancing with the Stars.
Oh.
At least at the beginning, you want to see how they all play out. There's some when they first introduced everybody, I only recognized 4.
They're
people.
running out of stars.
But as it went along, then there was I didn't recognize the names. The name of Marcia Brady.
Oh yeah.
The McCormick, I think, is her last name.
Maureen McCormick.
Maureen McCormick.
You don't know Marcia Brady's real name?
No, I didn't know that.
I always thought she was the best Brady.
Yeah.
The prettiest Brady.
Well, she's 60 years old now.
Wow.
And she was one of she and that Mary Lou Henner.
Now I like Mary Lou Henner. Taxi.
She was on Taxi, and they were both just totally blown away by being on. That's all they could talk about. You know, oh wow, this is what it really looks like. You know, it's like they're on TV now.
Kind of desperate or something.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was thinking. Especially this Marcia. She's like, when you think about it, she's not really that big of a star. She didn't really do anything besides the Brady Bunch, I don't think.
No, right.
So she
did a few Lifetime movies.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't watch those.
I do. Every once in a while, I'll go on a little Lifetime binge.
Those and those Hallmark, schmaltzy Hallmark movies.
I'm
you watch
sure
those
she
too?
did that. Oh, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Especially over Christmas break when it's cold outside.
They are so bad.
I know, but they're kind of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like canned chili.
Yeah, they are.
You know, it's so bad it's good.
There's nothing wrong with canned chili.
No, there isn't. Except
they put things in cans for a reason.
Real chili.
You know, someday there might be a zombie apocalypse, and you might have to break out a can. Not all of it. You can't always live fresh.
Yeah, well, I can can my own chili.
Note to self: don't invite Martin over for dinner.
So here's how we've digressed so far from Dancing with the Stars.
Canned chili.
I want to point out a few others. Rick Perry, he was a nut on there.
Who's Rick Perry?
He's governor of Texas, presidential candidate.
Yeah, and what was his scandal?
He didn't have a scandal. He didn't have.
I just assume.
Well, he did.
I just assume if it's a politician, there was a scandal. He had a scandal.
He had a scandal.
What was it?
But it was something he really shouldn't have been scandalized. I can't remember. It was some kind of maybe reporting on. I don't know what the deal was.
He had a scandal, but I can't remember what it was. See, in this land, you know, you can have a scandal, and 2 years from now, we won't even remember what it was.
Yeah, well,
maybe Lochte's right. It's the land of second chances. Oh, look who's calling in.
I was going to put him on speaker, but he said he's going to be here in a minute. So. So
he'll know what Rick Perry's scandal was.
Now, speaking of scandal, one of the other dancers, there's a lot of scandalous people on
I'm
this
telling
show.
You, that's what celebrities now are.
Vanilla Ice is on the show.
Oh, I like Vanilla Ice.
But he's been on the wrong side of the law several times.
Well, yeah, but he's a rapper. That's not
He's
quite...
supposed to break the law?
Well, I
because
about said that, but I didn't mean that. I about said it, and I caught myself. I'm going to have my own scandal. Just because you're a rapper does not mean you're scandalous.
Right.
Let me just clear that up. But
it's possible.
apparently, if you're a politician, it does.
Right.
It means it goes hand in hand. No, I'm kidding.
Megatron, the big Detroit Lions receiver. God, I can't think of his name right off the top of my head.
I don't know who that is.
He's like 7 feet tall. He's just huge. Babyface. I've never known who Babyface is.
Babyface.
He was a singer or what?
R&B star in the 90s when I was in college.
Okay.
He had a lot of, and he's a big songwriter. Okay.
Yeah, a producer.
He's a songwriter and a producer. Okay, I'm going to say Babyface is a star, even though you don't know who he is.
Well, Marsha Brady was just, she says, the two best things about this is Dancing with the Stars and Babyface. You get to meet Babyface, so I don't know what the big deal is about that.
Yeah, Babyface was but Babyface was a...
And after that, there was a gymnast from the Olympics. She's probably going to be the winner. So far, she's done the best, and I can't think of her name.
Oh, I don't know who's
I
on
wish
there.
I had this
List
gift
of
that
Dancing
Mary
with
Lou
the Stars.
Henner has.
She has that memory gift. I could use a little.
I
I could use
really
like
use that.
2 seconds of that.
I could use it.
Yeah, she can. Mary Lou Henner you can say to Mary Lou Henner, what were you doing on January 2nd, 1978? And she knows exactly.
Yeah.
She knows what she was wearing. She knows what she had for breakfast that morning. I've seen her do it. And it's a thing. I don't know if there's a name for it, but people
sure there
have
is.
it. And I saw a show where she was talking about it, and they were talking about whether that would be a curse or that would be a blessing.
It might
Because
be
she
kind of a
never
curse.
forgets anything.
Yeah.
She sees it as a blessing. I don't know if I'd want to remember. How full is your brain?
I was going to say, wouldn't that just be you go screaming into the night?
And they tested her. They said, like, what was headline news on, gave her a date. And she said, that was the day that so-and-so won the U.S. Open. And I remember they won it in 2 sets because she, it's kind of amazing.
If you could turn it off,
She
that'd
can't.
work. She can't turn it off.
She can't turn it off.
So she's constantly thinking about something that happened in the past.
That's what she said. She's
How could you
constantly.
live with that?
I don't know. I think it might be a little bit of a curse. Believe me, there are moments in my life I want to forget.
You might want a surgical procedure to stop that or something.
Yeah, but you can't.
And ladies and gentlemen, on my right, it's Jeff.
I'm here.
Yeah, he made it.
We got 5 minutes left.
Sorry.
No, it's always a pleasure having you here. You're going to answer the question we started out with on the show that neither one of us could answer.
One answer.
Where are we at with wheat drilling?
Oh, there's some guys that got started yesterday or the day before. A little bit of rain yesterday, I think, kind of slowed that down a little bit. So we're going to start the first part next week, the 19th.
Okay.
Is that the 19th?
So that's kind of what I said. We're just getting ready. We're in the middle of.
I
said there was
my
some
dad
people
would
drilling
traditionally
yesterday.
start the Monday after Labor Day, but we traditionally start the Monday after a fair.
Stay fair.
So
State
is
fair.
the state fair over?
On Monday it will be. On Sunday it will be.
So how are you here?
Well, because I come home on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday of the fair week.
So you're going back on Thursday tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'll go back late tonight.
Oh.
I'll have to be there first thing in the morning on Saturday. On Thursday morning we have a breakfast we have to be at, and the governor will be on the grounds, and so we take the governor around and show him all the big improvements we made over the year, and let him try stuff. And he has some judging he
Fried
has to
food.
do. Mm-hmm.
Do you
Out of the general fund to run the fair. There is some money that comes out of the general fund to pay the bonds on the bond issue, but most of those bond issues are paid by a third is paid by Reno County, a third is paid by the fair, and a third is paid by the state.
Okay.
So there. You come down and enjoy the party. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
We go about every year, and it is a lot of fun.
There's a lot more to it than the animal and the species that are down there are, I mean, the best of the best are there, but there's also a lot of industry and other things going on besides
Of
animals.
course, for me,
The garden show.
The garden show was just
And the giant pumpkin.
Some of the canning was just amazing. I don't know how people do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I can't.
So, and I forgot how big Well, I went and saw the giant pumpkin, but I forgot how much it weighed. There's a giant pumpkin,
right.
and giant watermelon.
Yep.
This year, the kind of interesting thing is we have a competition for barn quilts, which I don't know if anybody knows what a barn quilt is, but it's when you look at a barn and up on the eave of the barn, they'll have a quilt block. I mean, of some sort. I mean, painted.
Okay.
So there's a competition for that.
I see, and you say that painted. I love the art. I love going into the building where all the paintings and the photography is, the crafting. So it's just fun, and it's huge. It's huge, you guys. I mean, they're so huge. I didn't mean to do that, but
there's stuff on a stick.
Lots of stuff on a stick.
Lots of good stuff. Fried peaches.
This year, the big deal is a bickle, which is a bacon wrapped pickle.
Okay. Salty.
I saw a story on that. Yeah,
they're good.
That
Well,
sounds
it's
good.
kind of interesting. One of the reporters for the Hutch News, her name is Amy Bickle. So I kept asking her if the Bickle is named after her, and she assured me that it was not.
I begin my State Fair fast tomorrow, and I don't eat for 2 days so that I can go up there for the weekend and eat everything.
There is a
Fried
and then there
cookie
is
dough.
a bacon wrapped, cheese stuffed meatball, deep fat fried.
Ooh.
Bacon wrap.
Has deep fried butter made it to the Kansas State Fair yet?
That's so 5 years ago, 8 years ago.
Do you eat one? Have you eaten one of those?
Yeah. Heck yes. I try all the new foods.
That sounds
That's
just
part
really
of our
scary. I don't know.
That's probably the best thing, or the thing that makes you feel the heaviest is the donut.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Donuts? What are they?
Cronut? No.
What?
Well, those are
cronuts?
croissants and
No.
donuts. Deep
No,
fried.
no. The Krispy Kreme.
Oh yeah.
Krispy Kreme donut,
Oh.
and then a hamburger patty and cheese and bacon
Oh,
and
my
lettuce and tomato,
Goodness.
mayonnaise, pickle, ketchup, and then another crazy Krispy Kreme donut on top. It's not the Krispy Kreme donut cut in half. They actually use it for both sides of the bun.
What's the calorie count on that baby?
A little high. A little high. Kind of like you have like a defibrillator.
I just like to have a
like you might have to have something to restart your heart.
a pronto pup. I have to get one of those. I have to get deep fried pickles, and I have to get deep fried peaches.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are the three
The peaches
musts
are really good.
The peaches.
when I go. Three musts.
And then this year, I know they've been on the grounds for a while, but this weekend I was down there, and every morning I had to stop by and get some bread pudding, which I love.
See,
bread
I'm
pudding.
not a bread pudding person, but I'd probably like it at the fair.
And then they also have red velvet funnel cakes
Ooh, now you got
with
you're
cream
talking.
cheese instead of the powdered sugar.
See?
It's cream cheese
Maybe I
dressing
ought
on
to
top
go
of
on
it.
my fast today.
Yeah, so it's good. The fair is
Makes me
good.
want to go to the fair.
The fair is a veritable smorgasbord.
And finally, speaking of chili, the Rotary Flatlander Chili Cook-Off is coming up a week from this Saturday. And we've got about 5 or 6 teams signed up already.
Because Flatlanders is coming
teams.
up
Right.
Yeah, 2
on
weeks.
the 24th.
24th.
Go on the
Week and a
Goodland
half.
Rotary Facebook page, and there's information there about entering a team into the Chili Cook-Off.
Get your chili on.
Yeah.
Get her done.
Get your chili on.
Get your chili going, yeah.
Mhm.
And then it's October.
And then it's October. What?
And then
And Halloween
harvest and Halloween, and then it's Thanksgiving. And
Stop.
Then it's Christmas.
Then it's Christmas. And
I'm not
then
ready
it's-
for
It's
summer to
Easter.
be over
Then it's
with.
Easter. Really. You skip right over like Valentine's Day. Way to go.
Oh yeah. The older I get.
We're out of time.
All right.
So
Sorry, I'm late.
Then it's my birthday. Oh, I was in May.
that's almost a year from now.
Christmas, then it's my birthday.
Hey, well, thanks for coming in. And any luck at all, we'll be back again here next week.
Yep.
And
on
remind you,
time.
and hopefully be on time. Our show is being brought to you by The Insurance Agency, Northwest Tech, Elliott's Home Furnishings, Goodland Sonic Drive-In, and Eklund's First Insurance on KLOE AM Radio, Eagle Cable Channel 10, and the World Wide Web. Martin, Jeff, and the Farmchick. See you next week.